just finished the last week of my current program, which means next week I start my new program. So here is every lift in my new program, starting from bottom up with calves. Calves at the moment are NA, not available, offline, non-existent. I'm not training calves at the moment for mainly psychological reasons. I found that when I have been training calves, a couple bad things were happening on my leg day. Number one, my leg days were an extra exercise longer, which isn't really too big of a problem. The bigger problem with me training calves that I didn't enjoy was there was no intention behind them. I was only training calves just because someone left a comment on my TikTok saying my calves are small. And because there was no intention behind them, they were a burden to the session, they tarnished the session, and they took away from my quad movements and my hamstring movements. I felt like I had to get these calves, I had to do the calves first, and then move on to the rest of the stuff. And a lot of times, it just drained me psychologically, and I felt like, yeah, I didn't really want to push as hard on my quad or my hamstring movements, which is a very terrible situation to be in, because those, quad work and hamstring work will give me a much greater bang for my buck than training my calves. But since I had to do calves first, it kind of ruined the whole flow of the session, and I thought, you know what, listen, if I really want to get bigger legs, let me get rid of training calves, right? Let me do the 80-20% rule. What's 20% of the work that's going to get me 80% of the results? Or even, I think it's the other way around. What's 80% of the work there? I don't really know, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? Let me do the bigger bang for my buck exercises. Let me just do quads and hamstrings. Let me forget about calves so it's not a burden, so they don't tarnish the session, so they don't stain my session and my intent and my focus and my drive to really push hard. And let me get rid of them. So calves at the moment, nothing. Moving up the leg, quads. Quads is actually my favorite thing to train at the moment. I'm currently specializing in upper body width and quads. And for the quads, I do 3 exercises. First exercise for quads is hack squats. Now, in this new program, I've reintroduced the hack squats after doing barbell squats for a couple weeks. And I have to put my hands up and say, I was ego lifting with the barbell squats. Not in terms of my form or the way I was using, but because I was only doing barbell squats because they are sort of the king of all exercises. Because I wanted to look cool, and I always thought, oh, it's cool, to have a barbell on your back. But then I have to put my hands up and say that this is the wrong way of training. And this is a flaw I had, and this is something that I've now improved in myself and I've overcome. And especially after making these last 2 videos, I'm in no position to ego lift. I'm here giving you guys advice, telling you not to ego lift. I had to chase the stimulus and not the weight, and I found myself chasing the weight and not the stimulus. So because of that reason, barbell squats are now gone, and we've replaced them with hack squats. Hack squats offer more stability, a slightly greater range of motion, and just an ever so slightly, actually no, not even ever so slightly, a majorly more slightly safer environment to fail a rep if I do fail it in. I mean, no fucking sense, but you guys get what I mean. If I fail in the hack squat, it's way safer than if I fail in a barbell squat. It's just easier, to get out the machine and whatnot. You guys know the deal, right? So hack squats with this form that you're seeing on screen. Slow on the way down, I'm gonna pause them at the bottom and then explode up for 3 sets on leg day 1. Next quad movement, also on leg day 1, is 4 sets of leg extensions. I'm using the Nautilus leg extension that you guys have seen me use a million times before on this channel. And it's fucking good. It's real good, I'm not gonna lie, it's real good. These 4 sets of leg extensions give me the nastiest pump. Like, my legs feel like they're about to explode with blood when I do these 4 sets, right? Because here's how I'm doing them. Set 1 is a straight set, just reps, that's it, just straight reps, trying to increase the reps from last week or maybe increase the load. Set number 2 is a rest pause set. So again, I'm doing, X amount of reps, then I'm gonna time 30-second rest and then do reps again. So it's not a full set, it's not a full rest time in between sets, it's just a little, do a set, 30 seconds rest, then set again. That's what's called rest pause. Technically in scientific and sports science terminology, that would count as 2 sets if we're counting volume, but I keep it simple, I just count that as 1 set. Set number 3 is a drop set. Everyone knows what that is, right? You do weight, lower the weight, do reps again. And the last set is a superset. So I do reps on the leg extension, then I superset it with body weight squats. Yes, I know, body weight squats, crazy, right? Like, is that not too easy? No. Body weight squats at the end of 4 sets of leg extensions after you've done 3 sets of hack squat. Holy fuck, especially 20 rep bodyweight squats with a pause at the bottom. Whoa. I'm telling you, bro, if you haven't done this on the leg day, try it. Superset the leg extensions with the paused bodyweight squats in which you're trying to get as much knee bend as possible, trying to have as much forward knee travel as possible. With a pause at the bottom, you're gonna feel the craziest stretch. You're gonna feel like your quads are just ripping and tearing apart. It's a beautiful pump. So that's my 2 quad exercises on leg day 1. And then leg day 2, I have my 4 sets of leg press. The Cybex leg press is the best leg press in existence. I cannot use any other leg press but this. The depth I get, the comfortability, and how sexy this machine is. I love it. I've made countless videos on this machine. I talked about how I used to do this machine so incredibly wrong in this video in which I talk about stimulus. You know, I explained my story. I put my hands up and said that I was in the wrong and I was doing something terrible and that now I've improved it. I mentioned this hack squat in my video talking about how to get more leg growth, you know, the secret to leg growth, that being more knee bend. I've talked about, I've showed the hack squat and I keep saying hack squat. I've showed the leg press in so many different exercises and videos that I absolutely love this leg press. I do it for 4 sets of 5 to 10 for the first 2 sets, then 8 to 12 for the last 2 sets. I'm not too concerned with the rep ranges. If I accidentally get 11 reps on the first set, that's fine. If I accidentally get 13 reps on the last set, that's fine. But all these 4 sets are straight sets. No supersets here, no intensified techniques, just straight sets with beautiful form. After I've done these 4 sets of leg press, I'm gonna be introducing 2 sets of leg extensions as well for more quadricep top up. I feel like I want to increase my quad volume, so I'm gonna throw in 2 more sets of straight sets of leg extensions. So again, no intensified techniques, just 2 regular sets, in which I'm gonna be using a different leg extension machine in my gym than leg day 1. So I won't be using the Nautilus one, I'll find a different one. There's quite a few good ones in my gym and I'm gonna use that. So it's a different weight progression, some novelty, and to keep training more fun. Moving on to the back of the legs now, hamstrings. Hamstrings is rather simple. Leg day 1, I do 4 sets of seated hamstring curls. Again, couple intensified techniques here. Again, I've got that first top set and then the rest of the sets are either a drop set or a rest pause set or a superset. But very simple, 4 sets of seated hamstring curls. You guys have seen this before. I've got a brilliant machine in my gym. Now on this exercise, I've added an additional set. So the last program that I just done was 3 sets, now I'm doing 4. And then leg day 2, so the Friday, I do 3 sets of stiff leg deadlifts. Now, my form of stiff leg deadlifts is a very important thing to me. I'm keeping the form as strict as I can, allowing a little bit of knee bend, but not too much. And I'm really getting a good stretch on the glutes and the hamstrings in this exercise. I'm slowly lowering the weight to emphasize the stretch. I'm gently tapping it off the bottom and I'm trying to beat my weight and beat my reps. I do 3 sets of 5 to 10 here. And also on leg day 2, I then do 4 sets of lying leg curl. Now the reason I've paired the lying leg curl and the stiff leg deadlift together on one day and then the seated leg curl on the other day is because when I do the stiff leg deadlifts, it biases my hamstrings in a lengthened position, meaning the most work that they need to do is when they're fully lengthened. I then like to couple that with an exercise such as the lying leg curl, in which most of the work my hamstrings have to do on that is in a shortened position. So I've got a lengthened exercise and a shortened exercise. And then on my other leg day, the seated leg curl is all lengthened exercise. That is just a minute detail. That really doesn't matter too much. You know, you could put an exercise that biases the lengthened position with another exercise that biases the lengthened position, but I don't really like to do that. So I do lengthened on one day, lengthened and short on the other day. Cool. Moving out the body, lower back and abs, no direct work. They get indirectly stimulated from my squat patterns, from when I brace, from when I do stiff leg deadlifts, that type of stuff, right? So no direct work, only indirect work. Moving out the body again, chest, everyone's favorite. Cool, so there's a lot to say here. First things first, I'm introducing a new exercise, the high incline Smith machine press, otherwise known as the AD press. Why? A couple reasons. Number one, it's been highly recommended in the bodybuilding space. A lot of people like this exercise and a lot of people recommend it. So it's time I try it out. Number two, I've got a really good Smith machine in my gym. This isn't your regular Smith machine, this is the Cybex Smith, and I feel like it'd be a shame for me not to utilize it. And number three, I'm focusing on my upper body width. Now that I'm intermediate, I want to specialize in something, and that is upper body width, right? So because of that, I need good upper chest, good shoulders, and good upper back. And the high incline Smith, as you're seeing on screen, is a perfect blend of shoulders and upper chest. And because I've got this really good machine, I'd be a fool not to do it. So high incline Smith is the first exercise I'm doing for chest on upper 1. On upper 2, I got my 3 sets of this machine. Now the sets might increase to 4 because I've been plateauing a little bit on this machine, but this is a fucking beautiful machine. I wouldn't be able to tell you what brand it is. I think the brand's called D6. I don't really know, but I'm just so grateful this machine exists because for me personally, it is so good. Let me touch wood to make sure it doesn't stop being so good. And the contraction I get, the arm path, the squeeze on my pecs, like I literally feel I've got breast after I do 3 hard sets on this machine. So that's what we have for chest. Just 2 pressing movements. Let's go to the back side now, upper back, or maybe back as a whole. Let me start with lats. Like I said, because I'm trying to focus on upper body width, I'm focusing more on my upper back than my lats. So my lats have no direct work. I'm not doing any single arm pull downs or any other exercise I'm showing on screen now, simply because I felt like when I try to space my back work equally between upper back and lats, both of them get the short end of the stick. I kind of half-ass both of them, and I'm always fighting with myself and debating whether I should do this exercise for upper back or this exercise for lats. So now I'm putting all of those problems to bed and I'm just focusing on upper back. So lats are of course still gonna get worked in the pull downs I do, but the pull downs I do and all the other upper back exercises I'm about to tell you are mostly for upper back. Of course, like I said, lats are still gonna get worked, but they're not the primary focus. So I guess in a way, there's no direct lat work, but they're still gonna get some growth. So that said, let's move up slightly to the upper back, the main focus of this new program, of this new mesocycle. First exercise I'm doing, good old hammer strength isolateral row. After weeks of experimenting, after months of trialing this exercise, I now know the best way to do it. That is seat height on max, chest pad or little boxing pad on my chest so I get more range of motion, and dead stop my reps at the bottom. I'm gonna put a video on screen now, 3 sets of this on upper 1, beautiful, fucking, I just love this exercise, beautiful upper back exercise. Back exercise number 2 on upper 1, and it's again a bit confusing here, but exercise number 2 for upper back on upper 1 is cable row with elbows slightly flared for upper back, right? I'm still undecided on which cable row in my gym I'm gonna use, but it's gonna be a horizontal cable row. Moving on to upper body day 2, I've got this hammer strength low row. It's good, I can't lie, it's good. Again, upper back focus, so very similar arm path, very similar elbow path to previous exercises. I've got this for 3 sets. And then after that, I've got pull down. So my one and only vertical pull. We've got 3 horizontal exercises and 1 vertical pull, that being just a regular pull down. Now in terms of the attachment, I'm undecided, I'm not gonna lie, I'm undecided, but at the moment it's looking like straight bar. Straight bar with a just outside shoulder width grip, in which when I perform the movement, I'm thinking of bringing my elbows down. I'm not pulling with my hand, I'm not pulling with my arm or my forearm or my bicep. I'm thinking of bringing the elbows down to really work the lats, of course, like I said, but mostly the upper back because this is just where I feel it personally. Pull downs really fry out my upper back, I can't lie. My mid to upper. It's yeah, the lats get work, but it's never been that much lats for me as of right now. Shoulders. Shoulders will go but with anterior head, lateral head, posterior head. So anterior head, in other words, the front of the shoulders, I've got the AD press that covers that. And then no direct work. I'm not gonna lie, I've not done a single front raise in my life. I have never stood in the cable stag and done front raises. So I guess no direct work, but obviously the AD press is gonna work a fuck ton of anterior head. Lateral head, I've got 2 lateral raises. So I do lateral raise on upper 1 and upper 2. On upper 1, I'm lateral raising with dumbbells. On upper 2, I'm lateral raising with this machine. Both times is 4 sets, so 8 weekly total sets of lateral raises. Because like I said, I'm trying to grow the width and it'd be stupid of me not to do lateral. Posterior head, in other words, rear delts, get no direct work. All my rear delt work comes from my rowing movements, my pulling movements. I'm not doing any rear delt flies, I'm not doing any of that. So my shoulder is covered with AD press, lateral raises, and all my rowing movement. Bicep. Bicep is very simple. 4 sets on upper 1, 4 sets on upper 2. On upper 1, I'm doing standing dumbbell curls, Very simple, very basic, just standing dumbbell curls for 4 sets. First set is a top set. Actually, my bad. First 2 sets are sort of top sets in which I'm trying to increase the weight. Last 2 sets are more fun intensifier sets in which I do maybe drop sets or a superset or a rest pause set. Just something to get me pumped up, something to get blood in my arms, something to make me feel fucking huge when I walk out of the gym and my bicep is the same size as my head, because I just love that feeling. So that's what we're doing. Of course, still tracking the way. Of course, I'm not just a gym bro in my way, but there's actually, you know, there's a time and place to be a gym bro. I'm not gonna lie, especially when training arms, like there is a time and place to just pick up dumbbells and just swing dumbbells and get a pump and, you know, just not track weight, not track reps, but just really feel like a traction. There is a time and a place for that. So I'm not doing that exclusively or to the extent I just described, but you know, I'm sprinkling it in a little bit here and there. And the second bicep work of the week is on upper 2, of course, 4 sets of preacher curls, same thing here, 2 top sets, rest of the sets of drop sets. Triceps, now, upper 1, my triceps get dumbbell overhead extensions. This exact exercise you're seeing here, again, 4 sets, same style. 2 top sets, last sets, any drop sets or intensified techniques as needed. And then on upper 2, we got rope push downs, again, same style. 4 sets in total, 2 top sets, rest of the sets, anything as needed. Drop sets, intensified techniques, getting the pump, getting the blood work in there, metabolite accumulation, all the good stuff. All of these 3 mechanisms of hypertrophy are getting ticked in every single exercise. No forearm work, like I said, no calf work, no neck work at the moment, but I'm due to do that. Next meso, I'm doing neck. So stay tuned for that. That has been all the exercises in my new program, with a bit of insight as to how I'm performing them, why I'm performing them, couple reps, sets. I hope you can take away from this video some reasoning and rationale why I do exercises that you might want to now incorporate. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got to know me a bit better. Let me know what exercises you're doing that are similar to mine, which ones you would recommend for me, all that good stuff, bro. You're still here, so clearly I've kept you, like I always say, if I'm on your screen right now, then I've kept your interest somehow. So bro, first thing in my description to get your hands on my free training program. I love you. Thank you for watching this video. I'm gonna catch you in the next one.